Question 389. You buy a Mars bar at a self-service checkout for 50p.
Mm-hmm.
You put 50p in the machine. And you find there is 45p in the coin return slot. Do you take the 45p?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
No issue with that
Everyone
whatsoever.
does.
Badger?
Well, obviously.
Manda?
No.
What
Sorry.
do you do with it then?
Just leave it. There's obviously nothing to do with you. It was probably there from the previous transaction.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So the next person that'll come along will just take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to take it.
Yes, or you're just going to take it.
Or I'll just
You get a
find
Mars
it-
bar for 5p.
I'll just find if there's someone who's got 5p they could lend me, and I can get myself another Mars bar.
Yeah.
I think the more important issue is you're buying a single Mars bar.
Yes.
I've got a bigger issue. Why is it in pounds? And
Because I don't have a cent symbol on my computer.
I
Manda.
actually yearn for the day. I yearn for the days when the Mars bar cost 50p.
I know.
Yeah.
Say you bought something for $20, $25, and you put your $25 in, and you look down, and there's $20 in the change tin. Would you take the 20?
No.
see, I would if it's a machine.
So it's a
fault,
principle
because-
thing.
No, it was already
I
there.
wondered if it was just because it was only 45.
Right.
That's the
Amanda,
point of the question.
Bother to take it either.
Amanda, I got a question for you.
What?
What would you do?
I guess I just leave it there. I mean, it's not mine, so I'm not going to take it.
You see, I've got to say, I'll answer what I would do in both those situations. But the 45p I'd take. The $20, what's that worth now? About 50p? The $20 I would give to the staff.
Yeah, maybe that.
It would depend. If I knew the money wasn't there
See-
before and I thought the fault was from the machine, then I'd probably take it.
You don't
But
know.
the
You don't know
thing
when
is
it got there.
That money, but now belongs to nobody. That person will never come back and claim that money. And even if they do, how do you prove it was your money? That if you give it back to that store, you're just lining pockets.
Nobody's going to be able to prove it's their money. That's my problem. It's like if you find $20
It's
on the ground.
nobody's money now.
Yes.
Take
Alright,
it.
I'm
Take
gonna-
the
I'm gonna
fucking
add
money,
something.
Manda.
I'm going to add something
No,
to the scenario.
because I prefer to not have any
Sammy?
guilt about it.
I'm going to
That's
add
the
something
problem.
to the
Hey,
Okay.
I'm-
I have
because
a
I would
story
still
for
have-
you.
scenario here.
I would
Let's
still
assume-
have. Shush! Wait. I would still have, in that situation, I would still have a pang of guilt, and I just find it easier to not have that. Now, I'm not saying I feel a massive amount of guilt because I do agree with Sammy. It's not the shop's money, and the person whose money it is has gone. They're never going to get back. There's no valid reason for you not to take it on that basis, apart from the fact that it's not yours. And I would have a pang of guilt about that, and I just find it easier to not have that.
very admirable.
Having
Dave.
said that, like if this was somebody's wallet or someone's purse, I would go and take it in. I'd take it in and hand it in untouched, in the hope that they would find the owner, because that's.
Oh, I wouldn't
traceable.
see. I wouldn't hand it in. I would find the owner.
If I'm
So do
having
I.
a
If I could
transaction
identify
over
it.
a counter
To their
to
house.
somebody at a checkout and they hand me too much change back, I will be honest about it.
I will
I'll
be
also
honest until if
they
I've
give me
noticed.
enough.
I will be honest if I am within, depending on how much. I've been given too much change and I've not noticed till I've got home,
Oh no, I wouldn't go back.
and I wouldn't go back.
My,
No, I wouldn't
I'm
go back
gonna-
to that. But if
Hang on,
I'm
hang on.
because
I want
usually
Manda's
have my-
story.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
Amanda.
Sammy. So, my neighbor up the street was at the grocery store, and the woman in front of her had gotten, money back on her card, but left it in the machine.
Mm.
And my neighbor took it. She ended up getting arrested for it because it wasn't her money and she didn't give it back. So
No.
they technically said she stole it from them.
She
So,
did.
Yeah.
It's technical.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've
hang on,
actually
hang on.
heard that happening here as well. But
Amanda.
I mean, that's different. If you actually saw the person doing it, I would go after the person and give it to them.
Amanda, can you
Yes.
describe the
I've done
that.
scenario of that again? Because I missed a bit. Cut me off.
No.
Where was
What was
the
your
money?
What was your
ATM,
question,
did
Badger?
you
It's
say?
in the machine because when you go like
What
to-
kind of machine?
whatever,
An
you call it
ATM.
and it gets back. The woman in front of her had done that, left it in the machine. She forgot it, and my neighbor took it. They ended up
Okay.
arresting her for it because they said she stole it because she didn't give it back or go after
Right.
her or whatever.
I'm gonna add a variable to the scenario, which is kind of based on your story, Amanda. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that I can see I saw who last used the self-service machine, and I can still see that person in view.
I would
At that
scream.
point, I would say, "Hey, you forgot your change."
Yeah.
Yeah, as would I.
Yep,
But if
so
there's
would I.
nobody there, it's been sitting there for if it's been sitting there for a period of time, then
If you've
it's-
sat there and waited for that person to be gone for at least 10 minutes.
in that case, I wouldn't do that because I would know that person, that was their money. Aside from that, you couldn't show up to an ATM where somebody has left the money inside the machine because the machines roll the money back in if it's left too long.
Okay.
Go on, Badger. What was your scenario?
Well, that was my scenario, but
Oh, fair enough.
to add to that, if I was in a shop and somebody had left their money there and I could still see them, then I would say, "Yeah, your money's still here." But if I did not see who put the money there, who left the money there rather, and I can't, I have no immediately reasonable way of figuring that out, then yeah, I'm just gonna fucking pick it up. Because
Well,
I'm not leaving
last
it for the
question,
shop.
Amanda.
Okay.
Why
I
is
don't
everyone else
trust the
asking
shop to say that
questions?
to them.
No.
No.
Well, it's interesting the pang of guilt of leaving it in the tray, but you're walking along the street and a $20 bill blows past in the breeze,
Yeah, I'd probably
you
pick
take
that
it?
up. Yes.
Yes.
and there is no difference. It's not
Yes,
your
there is.
money.
I know.
But
you-
now,
you don't-
me.
This is directed at Dave too. So why
There-
the pang of guilt if it's in the money?
Because it
You
is
can give
technically
it back
possible.
to the people at the store in case somebody comes back for it. Then, if it's just blowing in the breeze, nobody has it. It's just gone.
Yeah.
It is
It's a
nobody's
technical
at that point.
possibility that it could be returned.
Yeah.
And the
It's
£20,
about
it's
getting it back to the person who it is. But if it's just out in the breeze, it's nobody's. If it's the store in the machine, you can give it back to the people at the store, like Dave said. If somebody comes back and says, "Hey, I got $20 out or whatever, and I left it in the machine," and they can come back and get it, and it's theirs.
The problem is I have with
But
that is I know plenty of people that have worked in shops that just pocket the money and money and things that hand
Yeah, see, I'm with Dave on this. I know that happens too.
there's no way to prove the person coming back actually is the person who left the money there.
No, but there is a reasonable expectation that if someone says I left £15 worth of change there, and the £15 was handed in, there is an expectation that was probably the person. You're right. You can never actually prove it. It's cash.
Angel found a phone on the side of the road, brought it back, sat there and waited for someone to call, and we told them where we were so they could come get it.
Yeah.
So,
And it wasn't Walter White.
no, it wasn't Walter White.
Right. The quick link in the chat. Oh crap. Tony, you find a safe with $3,000 in it, and your name is G-Man. I feel there's a story there I don't know.
Okay. I once found a driving license on the side of the road.
You should return it to DVLA.
Well, what I did was I looked the person up on Facebook and just posted it.
That works. Yeah. Don't know how much 45p. I could have just said 45 currency. Math Pig, last month, shop assistant missed an item at £4. I noticed and said nothing. I wouldn't say anything either about someone else. None of my business.
Do British licenses not have the address on them?
Actually, I think they might do.
I
can't
don't
remember.
actually think they do. Let me
I'd have to go and check.
I will tell you.
Go on.
They mustn't if you had to look him up on Facebook.
It just never occurred to him to look on the driving license other than the name.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
I thought
I'll
so.
see why I looked them up on Facebook. Because I wanted to tell them that I had it so that they wouldn't go and report it as missing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So then I could just say, I've got it, I can send it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wanted to contact them.
Yeah.
Robert says, yes, and to silence my conscience, I donate them to Dave. Who am I kidding? I've got no conscience. 75 cents. Take Natty would
What
take
is he
it.
donating?
The 45p.
The 45p from the
Oh,
shop
The
machine.
question. The question that we were answering. Natty, we're only by law required to turn it in if it's 100 or more. Didn't know that.
In
The States.
now how's your pang of guilt, Dave?
Oh, if it's an ATM, that's stealing. Oh, well, if there's I don't know because it would depend what it was in what the actual law was. If there was no expectation of you handing it in, I'd just take the fucking thing.
Yes.
Doc, I'm not very morally upright, you know. I just get guilty.
it's 45p, I don't fucking
He's
give a
more
shit.
horizontal.
Morally horizontal. I like that. Doc
Now we
says,
just
"I
need
take
to get Manda to the dark side.
to the dark side. All you've got to do is get her a dark sword."
Particular instance, Jesus Christ.
Okay. Dark said, "I take the 45p, but keep in mind to help someone later with the 45p or more. It's just a few cents. No one's there. Okay."
Mandy, you're not gonna conquer the galaxy as Dark Lord of the Sith if you feel guilty over 45p.
See, Mathpig says, "I would not steal from a person, but a corporation is a
Jeff.
different story." The problem I have with that saying that, right, I wouldn't steal from a person, but I'd steal from a corporation, is, especially when it comes to shops in retail, very often, if the till is out, it's the person that suffers, not the company.
Okay. I've got a question for you, Amanda. If you're in the, to have fined 45p, you'd have to be in the UK. So what if you were absolutely busting to go to the toilet, you had no change on you, and then you found that 45p?
Why do you need the change to go to the bathroom?
Because all our
Because
bloody
public
lose are now
toilets cost
pay.
money in the UK.
No, not all of them. No.
Are
More
you
and more of them
serious?
in the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, more and more.
You just
Man,
go to
ones-
a fast food
the ones
Mainly in
restaurant.
train stations in London, but
The ones that cost money,
How is that
we tend
not
to piss on
against
the law.
human rights?
Yeah,
no,
that's
right?
how I feel.
Because councils are stupid and they've had massive amounts of funding cut, and they don't. It's either that or close the loos.
which they've done in quite a few
Yeah.
places.
We've lost loads. Pretty
But
much
to
all
be
public
honest,
services.
45p probably wouldn't pay for you to have a tinkle.
I think it's 20p. I
Is
could
it
be wrong.
20p?
Is there a slight? Yeah, I mean, they haven't. I don't think they quite introduced sliding scales for what for a Wii or a shit or whatever yet.
Or the
To be fair, okay. To be fair, I want to point out here that especially where I am, all the loos now take contactless cards. So
I don't have a contactless card.
Hey, wave my P away.
I don't possess a contactless card, so I still can't go for a piss.
My God, that it'll measure the amount of waste soon and charge you accordingly.
no, it won't. All right.
Hold it in. You gotta
Robert
know
says-
when to hold it.
No. If I would find a briefcase with $1 million, I would give it back. You'd have to give $1 million back.
Give
Well,
it back to who?
we hand it in. Because
Yeah.
the problem is $1 million is hard to hide. They will be looking for it. Someone loses $1 million.
It's $1 million
Looking for it.
and like a couple bricks of coke. Would you have that back? And a
I don't know how
fucking
it
cartel.
is in the rest of the world.
And bearing in mind, it's not going to be somebody who wants it.
Yeah, but I don't actually know how to sell cocaine. So if I found
No,
like a
I'm
whole
not
load
saying
of
sell
cocaine,
the cocaine. I'm saying just leave it the fuck where
Right.
it is and walk away. Do not touch that shit.
No.
Don't
I
put
think
it
it's-
in. Don't
I think it's
take it.
easy enough to sell. It's just the legality of it that's the issue.
Yeah.
it's
You may as well just
anything-
shove it up your
I
nose.
don't know anyone who wants cocaine. It's not something.
You'd
I
be
can
surprised
say.
that once you went down to the local pub and started telling people, how many people would come and find you.
And then how quickly little boys in blue would come and find you.
Yeah.
I'd be
They're
more
all-
worried about the people that were already trying to sell cocaine, to be quite honest.
No, that's true.
No, my
See,
if I found cocaine in a suitcase, presumably I have already opened the suitcase to know there's cocaine in it. So at that point, unless I was already wearing gloves, my fingerprints are now on the suitcase. So at that point, it's kind of beneficial to me to go,
You wipe
hey
them
police,
off.
I found some cocaine.
It's not like, you put your fingerprints down and they're there forever. You can fucking wipe them off,
Or I could just say, hey police, I found some cocaine.
Yeah, good luck with that. Go ahead, Badger. Have fun with that.
How do we get from a Mars
In
bar
regards to the
I know!
to a bloody suitcase of cocaine?
Because Sammy wants to know
it
what
was a
man does
suitcase with
prices.
$1 million. And I would actually, even with the $20, I would return it to, or give it to the police. In Australia, anything you return to the police,
You get back.
that's legal, so obviously not cocaine, you get back after 3 months if no one claims it.
You'd be surprised how often police claim it. Well, that was mine.
I like Tom Leach's answer.
I find $1 million, I'm definitely returning the suitcase of $900,000. I mean, how could I not return a suitcase of $800,000? I mean, $700,000 is a lot of money, Someone's going to miss that $600,000. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.